Hi guys, in this next series of videos we're going to look at how to write a conclusion. We will look at a basic structure we might use to create a conclusion, and then we will look at how we might improve our conclusions to jazz them up and make them more engaging.
So firstly, when considering a conclusion, we need to consider the following checkpoints. I would recommend you plan your conclusion after you've planned the rest of your essay, so that once you've planned your essay, you can consider how your argument might have changed during the course of planning your essay. It's okay if your argument's changed or has a different angle on it, as long as you acknowledge this in the conclusion. It's also important to consider what have you learnt by exploring the question that we've been given. And that is something that is important to include in the conclusion as well. We also need to acknowledge the challenges that we have faced in answering the question, and then consider why our argument is important. What is the relevance of our argument to literature or society in general? And we also need to, again, like with our introduction, remind the examiner that we are answering the question, and ultimately the conclusion is the best place to show that you're answering the question. So we're going to be considering this question. Compare how the authors of two texts you have studied present ideas of marriage. So this is quite a vague question, and obviously in your introduction you'll have really chosen an angle to take on this question. And the two texts that we're going to consider are the poem For My Lover, Returning to His Wife by Anne Sexton. So I'll just scroll through it now, pause the video and have a read of it. And we're also going to consider Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. So just pause the video now and have a read of this short summary of the plot and themes of this novel. So the first thing we need to do in our conclusion is to summarise our argument in relation to the question. And this is really important, not only the summary part of this, but also the idea that we're doing it in relation to the question, to remind the examiner that we're answering the question. So it's really good to use words from the question in this part of your conclusion so that you're really just answering the question. So I've said here, despite both texts being from completely different eras, they both display a strong and feminist opinion of what marriage is or should be. And so you can see I've acknowledged the theme of marriage and how the writers are presenting it. But I've also here used my skills of comparison by acknowledging that they're from different times, were written in different times. And I've also acknowledged how my argument has changed during the course of my essay by saying that, we might at first consider that they're from different eras, but we've discovered a similarity between them by exploring our essay.
Hey guys, to continue watching this video and unlock hundreds of other super concise and exam board specific A-level English literature videos, just click the button. Join me today and together let's make A-level English literature a walk in the park.